Hello students, I am Dr. Komal Rathor, Assistant Professor of Pediatrics, Department of Kaya Chikitsa, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science at Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Students, today's topic is cerebral palsy. So start. First of all, history. In 1860, known as cerebral palsy or Little's disease, after an English surgeon wrote the first medical description. So what is cerebral palsy? In this figure, you can see the pictures of the children. So definition is cerebral palsy. CP is a group of permanent disorder of the development of movement and posture using activity limitations. Cerebral palsy is a motor disorder. The condition involves disturbance of sensation, perception, communication, cognitive and behavioral behavior, secondary musculoskeletal. It is the point of attention. Secondary musculoskeletal problem and epilepsy. It's a motor disorder. So it is very important to know what is, it is a not sensory, it's a motor disorder and involve disturbance of sensation, perception, communication, cognition and behavior. Secondary musculoskeletal problem and epilepsy. So that's all combinations form cerebral palsy. The term CP used for a group of non-progressive disorder of movement and posture caused by abnormal development of damage of motor control center of the brain. So CP is the disorder of the movement, muscle tone, posture that is caused by an insult of the immature developing brain, most often before birth. So what is the etiology? Causes of cerebral palsy involve of prenatal, natal and postnatal. So identify causes of cerebral palsy in newborn is very low birth weight, metabolic error, infection, congenital defect, and genetic disorder and other miscellaneous factors may be responsible for the cerebral palsy. Broadly, there are some causes that is before birth, some congenital abnormalities in a brain development, infection in the mother during pregnancy, and afterward, infection of the brain such as encephalopathy and meningitis, head trauma causing concession of the brain and hemorrhages. And during birth, brain injury due to oxygen deficiency during difficult labor, brain hemorrhage in a premature baby. And other is unknown factor. So prenatal causes in maternal and gestational period. So maternal prenatal problem and causes is mother's diabetic or hyperthyroidism patient, exposure of radiation and toxins, malnutrition, cognitive impairment, seizures like infection in competitive cervix, bleeding, polyhydramnios, genetic abnormalities, previous child with development disability and previous premature birth, and medications uses like thyroid, estrogen and progesterone, and severe proteinuria. And gestational problem is chromosomal abnormalities and genetic syndrome, teratogens, RH incompatibility infection, cognitive malformation, fetal development abnormalities, problem in placenta functioning, and inflammatory responses. So labor and delivery causes is premature delivery, prolonged rupture of the membrane, fetal heart rate depression, abnormal presentations, long labor, and preeclampsia, asphyxia, etc. Now, common medical error that causes cerebral palsy is wrong administrative drug, unnoticed changes in fetal statics, failure to carry out uh, appropriate test, and non-appropriate fetus distress, and many infections or delay at oxygen. And protective factors is obstetric care. Obstetric care has to be given magnesium sulfate, some antibiotics, and corticosteroids. And here is types of cerebral palsy. So what is cerebral palsy and what is type? So these are two types: regional involvement and global, means total involvement. Regional involvement types spastic cerebral palsy, and global involvement means dyskinetic and ataxia. Ataxia. So here is some description. First is pyramidal. Some types again pyramidal and extrapyramidal involvement in the brain areas. So here is hemiplegia. Hemiplegia causes spastic cerebral palsy. And if there is a diplasia means 2 hands and 2 feet only. That's called diplasia. And if quadriplasia causes whole body paralysis, called quadriplasia. And then global involvement cerebral palsy has two types: dyskinetic and ataxia. So dyskinetic form is ethoid. Ethoid means whole body paralysis. Dystonic means here is also whole body, and ataxic is also in whole body. So here is a defect in extrapyramidal area of the brain, damage involvement. So there are two types: regional involvement and global involvement. Regional called spastic and global called dyskinetic and ataxia cerebral palsy. So types of cerebral palsy. I told you some types like spastic. So if spastic cerebral palsy means if there is the only one hand and 1 feet, or both hand and both feet, cerebral palsy. Spastic means tensed contractive muscles, most common type of CP. So if there are a CP patient, there is a spastic form is very common. Next is ataxic. Ataxic is a poor sense of balance, often causing fall and stumble. Atheroid is a constant uncontrolled motion of the limb, head and eyes. And rigidity, tight muscles and resist if efforts to make them move. And tremor, uncontrollable shaking, interfering with coordination. So here is also a types of cerebral palsy. Now again, spastic or pyramidal. Pyramidal type is a spastic, and spastic type is a pyramidal. So characterized by persistent primitive reflexes, post Babinski reflex, ankle clonus, aggregated stretch reflex, and eventually development of contracture. The type of spastic cerebral palsy is the hemiplegia, diplasia, tetraplegia, triplasia, monoplasia, and paraplegia. Spastic again, arm and leg on one side, it's a hemiplegia. Both leg only, paraplegia, and involvement anywhere else, that's called diplasia. And both arm and both leg is a quadriplasia. Next is extrapyramidal, that's called dyskinetic or non-specific. That is two form, athetoid or dystonic. So athetoid is the chorea, involuntary, irregular, jerking movement characterized by slow, worm-like reddening movement that usually involve the extremities, trunk, neck, facial muscles, and tongue. Dystonic shows twisting movement in the trunk and extremities, abnormal posture, involvement of the pharyngeal and oral muscle causing drooling and dysarthria. That is imperfect speech articulation. Here is dyskinetic. Ataxia, ataxic, it's a non-spastic and extrapyramidal. Wide-based gait, rapid repetitive movement performed poorly, disintegration of movement of upper extremities, when the child reaches for object. Ataxia. To keep her balance, the child with ataxia walk bent forward with feet wide apart. She takes irregular steps like a sailor on the rough sea or someone who is a drunk. Now, clinical feature. So, some physical signs is a poor head control after 3 months of age, stiff and rigid arm and legs, pushing away and arching back, floppy and limp body posture, cannot sit up without support by 8th month, uses only one side of the body and only the arm to crawl, clenching hand after 3 months, and leg seizures, sensory impairment like hearing and vision loss after 6 months of age, persistent tongue twisting. Early signs is a stiff and floppy posture, that is excessive lethargy or irritability, high pitch cry, and poor head control. And weak sucker, tongue thrust, tonic bite, and feeding difficulties. That is normal and is a droopy posture. Now behavioral sign. Behavioral sign is a extreme irritability or cry, feeding difficulties, little interest surrounding, excessive sleeping. Now historical clue about cerebral palsy. So it is that first is toy walk on toe, strong development of left or right handedness before 1 year of age, obligatory fisting of cortical thumb posture before 3 months of age. This one. And the leg stiffen and the feet go into a rigid tiptoe position. And the child is not almost ready to walk. The cortical thumb posture. It is the cortical thumb posture of the child who has a cerebral palsy. That is. So toe walk, strong development of right or left handedness before 1 year, and obligatory fisting and cortical thumb posture. Now diagnostic, first is a physical examination, history taking, neurological assessment, and magnetic resonance imaging like MRI, which use radio and magnetic waves to study the brain in more detail. Ultrasound, use sound waves to detect certain types of structural and anatomical abnormality. Computerized tomography scan, use a series of X-ray that are then assembled by the computer to create a detailed 3D model of your child brain. Next is EEG, electroencephalogram, where small electrodes are placed on the scalp to monitor brain activity. EMG, electromyogram, and nerve conduction studies to testing the electrical activity of muscles and to measure the conducting function of nerve. Laboratory studies to detect any blood clotting or screen for genetic and metabolic problem. Additional tests like vision impairment, hearing impairment, speech delay, or impairment in intellectual disability, other development delays, and movement disorders may be there. So it is the electroencephalogram, electrons put on the scalp like that, and that is electromyogram, EMG, and it is EEG. So what is the treatment of cerebral palsy? So medical treatment, therapy can help a person with cerebral palsy to enhance functioning ability, and therapy to chiefly symptomatic and preventive. So the broad aim of therapy are to establish locomotion and communication and self-help, and to gain optimum appearance and integration of motor function, to correct association defect as early as effectively, to proper educational opportunities adapted to the individual child's need and capacities, and to promote socialization experience with other effective and unaffected child. Affected and affected child, socialized experience may be promote. The therapy treatment including first is a physical therapy. So physical therapy is directed towards good skeleton alignment for child with spasticity, training, face involvement, motion, and gait training. Physical therapy can help the child strength, flexibility, balance, motor development, and mobility. Physical therapy uses orthotic device such as braces, casting, and splints to support and improve walking. Occupational therapy, like using alternate strategy and adaptive equipment. Occupational therapists work to promote the child independent participation in daily activities and routine in the home and the school and the community. Adaptive equipment may include walkers, quadrupedals, cans, and sitting system and electrical wheelchair. Now, speech and language therapy. Speech and language pathologist can help improve the child ability to speak clearly or to communicate using sign language. And recreation therapy, for this therapy can help improve your child motor skills, speech, and emotional well-being. That is physical therapy in CP. Now, pharmacological. The goal in drug therapy is to reduce the efforts of cerebral palsy and prevent complication. First is analgesic drug to reduce intense pain and muscle spasm. Botulinum toxins type A, used to reduce spasticity and target muscles of upper and lower extremities. Inhaled nitrous and oral midazolam, used to sedation during botulinum toxin injection. Dantrolene, sodium, baclofen, and diazepam to improve muscles coordination and muscle relaxation. Anticonvulsant drug to relieve and stop seizures. Now, surgical used to correct problem with bone and joints by lengthening any muscles and tendons that are too short and causing problem. So orthopedic surgery may be required to correct contraction and spasticity deformity, to provide stability for uncontrolled joints, to address bone malalignment, and to provide balanced muscles power. Example for orthopedic surgery: tendon transfer, muscle lengthening, and spinal deformities. So thank you. That's all for this session. Hope you liked that session. And if you have any query about cerebral palsy, then you can ask me in further session. It is important topic. Many examination arises, many questions. So you have to be learned properly. So that's all for now. Thank you. Thank you so much.